Well, I'll be sitting on your knee.
There you go. There you go.
Okay,
Yep.
what I was going to say, I haven't seen the Bayswater Oval in such a good condition for a long, long time, boys. And look, the bright sunshine, there's no wind whatsoever out here. So if you can't play football out here under these conditions, you never will.
Your tip today, mate?
I'm going for the Eastern Football League by probably 15 points.
Fantastic stuff. Great to see Davis Harrigan down there as well, taking all the important pictures for the Eastern Football League. Let's go around the table today. I'm sure we're all going to be slightly biased to who we're going to pick, but the margins are important as well. Adam Russell, no doubt you're thinking your boys can get over the line today.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing the Essendon District Football League any justice if I weren't going to tip them. Looking on paper, obviously I know our squad a little bit better. It looks very strong. The buy-in this year has been really great from all the players. I think probably 4 or 5 goals is a fair margin, but that said, on paper is a different story to what happens actually out on the ground.
Brett Davidson.
I'm going for a draw, purely because I don't know what happens in a draw in a interleague game as to whether we play extra time, golden goal, whatever it may be. Look, I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. Really looking forward to whether it's two different styles completely or it's just free-flowing, whatever it is. I'm going to also have to go with what I know, and I'm going to tip the Eastern Footy League by 4 points. I'm looking for a nail-biter.
Absolutely. Last night on the huddle, I did pick the EFL to get up over the line by 5 points, so also expecting this one to go right down to the wire, and that's exactly what we want. There's a good crowd that's come in the gates today, and we're just about to get underway. We've got Dan Sensic around the grounds. There's important 3 and 4 division games happening across the Eastern Football League. But let's get underway. The 2017 WorkSafe AFL Victoria Community Championships are underway. Whale Buxton got a little double-fisted down, but it was quickly met upon by the EDFL. Quick kick out wide towards the grandstand side, and a foot race does ensue. Up towards the wing position. Little scrambling kick that time around the corner there by Veering. It goes up towards centre half forward now for the Essendon League. A little handball out wide. Couldn't find Galea, eventually over the boundary line and out of bounds. Right in front of the EDFL interchange bench. Brody Holland there barking instructions.
Yeah, so it's Cameron Cloak that's gone straight to the goal square for Essendon District Football League at full forward. Dean Galea, you saw push up a little bit into that contest as well.
So that time it was Maybon who got the little tap down over the top. That was okay. Kabila got the handball out on the left boot. Ross, it was a scrambling kick inside forward 50. Getting back nicely there was Morrison for the EFL. He was able to get a little touch on the football. Now it's okay. Kick up towards the wing position. Went over the head there of Jordan. It was fisted away. Stayed alive and Narcus did okay. Kick a little bit back towards McComb. The EFL, they're under a fair bit of pressure here. Weatherall's usually a neat kick of the football, and a very nice mark there by Davidson. Switches it out wide. Manuel, it went over the top of his head, so Waitman was there to mop up, got it back to Manuel. He had to duck back inside, did a little pirouette on the right boot, squeezed to kick up towards the half forward line or thereabouts where Hill took it, up towards centre half forward. Now the kick, it fell short. He was looking over the top there for Williams. He goes after it again, lays a pretty strong tackle there. Little handball out wide there by Hallowell for the Essendon Football League. Got it back, that was okay. Now they'll go very deep in it towards the top of the goal square. It's very, very dangerous. Ross couldn't take the mark, but he was very good to recover from it, and now they'll get themselves out of trouble with a squeeze kick out towards Dempsey, who's in the back pocket. Nice neat kick, hugged the boundary line, but Maybon, the big ruckman, was there to take the mark. So across the defensive 50 arc now for the EDFL. Kick goes up towards the wing position, over the top there of Williams' head. At the fall of ball, it was tapped there to Catapan. Handball over the top, umpire might pay advantage. Paid here? No, it was a free kick to the EFL. So it will go the way of Jackson Weatherall.
As we thought, Stuart Hill's gone to Cloak, which will be a great contest because I know Hill will try and run him up the ground all day.
Weatherall went to Ava. They go inside forward 50 now, the EFL, but mopping up nicely there was Toy. Got the handball away under a little bit of pressure though. Manuel was in there, got it out there to Waitman, got the handball away. Neat kick by Van Unit inside forward 50, and spearing out there is big Leroy Williams with the blonde hair, and he'll have a shot on goal from about 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. It's cross down boundary side to Ray Baird.
Starting on the interchange, Matty Davey, Jackie Whelan, Damien Garner, Rory Lehman and Lockie Dixon.
I'll tell you what, I think the first thing they're going to have to do is make sure they don't allow Ava to get that ball on that half-back line and use it the way he can.
Well, the goal umpire did not move. Lee Williams kicks the first goal of the afternoon, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 3 minutes into this first term of the 2017 WorkSafe AFL Community Championships, the EFL lead this one straight kick, 6 to the Essendon Football League, 0.
Yeah, great start for the Eastern Footy League. A couple of moments where they had the pressure put on them, with the Essendon District Football League able to get the ball forward early, but they handled the heat really well. Composed ball movement coming out of the back line, and was able to hit the target inside forward 50 to get the first goal of the game.
So, restart once again. Nicely done, Whale Buxton straight into the palm there of Anarchis, who thumped it every bit of 60 metres inside forward 50. It goes nicely done there by Hallowell. Got a looping handball over the top to Cabillo. He went one way, then squeezed it back into the middle of the ground. That is a sensational kick where Caruso took the mark and then went on with it as well. Kick up towards centre half forward. This is good play by the Essendon League. Little handball there from Maybon. They go inside forward 50 and they spotted up a player nicely about 40 metres out from goal, and it'll be a quick option to square scores here.
The thing that was really good about that play was that something that doesn't happen often here is the team went through the middle, and they cut him up through the middle then with Caruso, who, as we were told, you know, he's a bit of royalty, and you could see the way he used the ball, the way he brought it out, and they cut him in that defensive switch over there, and it was really, really good play. So you would hope, or you would think, that they'll go a goal each after this kick for goal.
So Patrick Rose has it about 40 metres out from goal. The Avondale Heights player comes in now. It's a neat looking kick. I think he's done the job too. Scores are level 5 minutes into this big clash between the EFL and the EDFL. 1 straight 6 apiece.
Yeah, big goal kicker back at home, Patrick Rose. First time playing Interleague in quite a while. Wanted to come into the system to play with old mate Dean Galea. They used to be our partners back at Avondale Heights together, kicked a lot of goals down there.
So an entertaining start to this game. There's certainly players going hard in at the football, which is what we want to see. Pyer starts it once again. Maybon this time got the knockdown wheel, and on hands and knees knocked it out. That was okay. Plenty of players around this football. Whale Buxton, the big man, went up after it. Whelan got the handball out, squeezed the kick. Van Noonan up towards the inside 50 for the EFL, but nicely done by the Essendon Football League to get themselves out of danger there. The kick was a little bit scramby though. Weatherall did well, had to use his right boot. You never see that too often. He came out there down to Davey on the right boot, squeezed it, but it was brilliantly met as he kicked the football. Put a lot of pressure on Hislop. Advantage was paid, so they'll clear it now, the Essendon League, up towards the wing position, right near the boundary line, right near Ray Bear, trying to get a touch, the old man, and over she goes for a boundary throw in.
I like the fact that Narcus has probably had about 2 clearances already and been involved in 4 separate plays, so he's certainly got his hands on the footy, which is great.
Great to see him in the team. Comes out now, nicely done there by Will, and also getting a few touches inside forward 50. Little handball out. Here's Leroy. What can he do? He snaps it around the body and he pushed it way left through for a minor score. Bendigo Bank scoreboard 6.5 minutes into the first term, and it is the Eastern Football League leading by the narrowest of margins, 1.117 to 1 straight 6. Let's cross down to Ray Baird, boundary side.
Ball's moving from end to end, boys. We're really clean, skillful football.
So just waiting for a friendly fan to go and fetch the ball and put their can down for 10 seconds. Always got to rely on the juniors to do that, and they've done a good job getting it back now. So it's about to restart play here. 98.1 Radio Eastern is streaming live around the globe, EFL.org.au today to see the best of the best go at it. The big kick comes out towards the Mavon direction. At the front spot, Rovers needed, and they did well too. Little handball out, but the pressure from the EFL was very good there. Little handball out wide, went to Davey. He got a boot to ball inside forward 50. Who's front and centre? Dean pointing on the right boot. He did it well, around to Hill, and he just kicked one of the easiest goals you'll see.
That was all set up by the defensive handball out of the pack then, which was great. And I've got to give it into Leroy Williams then. The ball went up and he had no problems backing back into that pack, created a contest, hit the front, and it was a great front and centre goal. Interesting setup with the Eastern Districts with their kick out. They have a double outrider system where they play their 2 players out in the boundary. The EFL are covering that by having a a semi-zone where they zone off those players on the outside. Really interesting setup, both teams.
7-point margin now to the Eastern Football League. Great bit of play there, good pressure and good forward entry. Going after it, and it was Jensen. He was brought strongly to ground. Good attack on the football though.
They're not holding back either side, which is great to see.
It's exactly what we want. Wale Buxton got the knockdown, but it was nicely done by Caruso. Got the handball away. There's a lot of players around this football at the moment. Lehman was in there on hands and knees. Davey again. He's getting in and amongst it. Williams was in there also. Might have got a free kick. No, he actually threw it out in the end. So it'll be a free kick to Jackie Wheel. And what a scrambly kick that was. Talk about put your teammate under pressure. Looping handball from Lehman to Weatherald. Goes back inside to Dixon on the right boot. Up towards the half-forward line, or pretty much the wing position. Still with their 2 kicks from home. Here's Hill, kicked the last goal of the game. Just pops it up inside forward 50. Williams had 4 to beat in that contest. It was knocked away from him. Caruso at the fall of the ball for the Essendon League. Got the handball backwards. They do have the numbers though. Nice little handball there from Thompson. Linked up well with the teammate. Scrambly kick though. Up towards the top of the 50 there. Davey, little handball inside. Geez, there's a lot of players following this football. Best got it around. Selling a little bit of candy, was pointing, got it back. Now the kick will go to the hot spot. Who's going to be the player to fly? It was Anarchis in there, so too Jordan coming in over the back, but they're going to mop up nicely here. The Essendon League, Hislop got the handball away. Last line of defence, the clearing kick out towards the half-back line. It's a 3-on-1 situation. Davis, I think he might have kicked his opponent. Well, if it wasn't in the guts, it was in the knackers, but it was all was fair, and the umpire let that one go through. Boundary side it is, right in front of the grandstand here, the dry area. Everyone's getting amongst it. Umpire to bring the ball back in. We've gone 9.5 minutes, 7-point lead to the EFL. Stacks on the mill here. Cabillo couldn't get it out. He had Anarchis right on top of him.
Interesting, I think Cloak's come off the ground, I think, and Hill's found another opponent, so they're going with a slightly smaller forward line up there, Essendon District.
Hislop for the Essendon District League got the quick kick up towards the wing position. Once again, it's been thrown away, and that time it was Joel Madden. Free kick goes to Jaden Van Unen.
He's been good early as well.
And Noonan from North Ringwood up towards the half-forward line. What a beautiful kick that was, and almost unopposed was Rhett Jordan from Norwood. Kicks it to his teammate in Leroy Williams, who might have been held in the contest. The umpires plucked out a free kick. He did see it. I tell you what, those two have combined well over the years, and Williams will go back to kick his second goal potentially for the Eastern Football League.
He's such a hard player to work one-on-one, isn't he? You just saw the strength that he had then to be able to use his body then in front. His defender did everything he possibly could, but it was a great bit of play.
We're right behind him here. He comes in now. He's a beautiful kick of the football. That's 2 goals where the goal umpire has not needed to make a step. 2 goals on the board to Lee Williams. That makes 3 for the Eastern Football League. 11 minutes gone in the first term of the 2017 WorkSafe AFL Community Championships, and it's a 13-point lead to the EFL.
Really impressed with the pressure from the Eastern Football League early. It's what's making Essendon District make those few small little mistakes. Obviously aren't getting their handballs out cleanly, and that's why they're getting free kicks paid against them for throws.
And there's certainly, that's the other thing we're talking about, the difference in the umpiring, because they've got different umpires today.
Different interpretations, sort of in different areas, yes.
And you can see that already.
Well, Cameron Cloak's moved into the middle of the ground here, so he'll go up in the ruck contest. He got the football down, little grubber kick there by Brewer. Still inside the centre square, handball back there by McComb, and now the EFL will be able to mop up across the half-back line, kick out towards the wing position. It's a one-on-one contest, nicely knocked down by Toy. Ross was there with the spoils, kicked it inside forward 50, chopped off there though by Hill of the Stewart variety, the skipper today. Handball backwards, they've kept the ball alive, kick up towards the wing position. Williams has come a long way out. Cameron Cloak was there as well, came eventually out to Williams, who just linked up looking for Manuel. He heard the call, and now Manuel on the left boot, just grubbing it inside forward 50 on the left boot here. Best, which way will this one bounce? It did it wrong and at the wrong point in time, and through for a minor scorer. Great bit of play there. They're under a lot of pressure and still being able to work the ball forward, Davo. 20 plays 6.
Interesting the work then from Hill to Ava. That's the work in the back half, playing in the same club at Norwood. I thought Manuel's work and kicking the ball smart along the ground there was fantastic. I think Essendon just got to settle down a bit. Just settle down, get their hands on the football, and get used to the football a little bit more. I think they're being rushed a fraction.
Yeah, we saw in that passage of play, then the ball came up to the wing. Essendon District had the number advantage, but Cameron Cloak tried to take mark of the year on the wing when maybe he should have just brought the ball to ground and let the extra player work that out.
So the kick comes out. Speaking of the devil, Cloak presented well and took a strong mark. Winds around now. Tried to get as much purchase as possible, but it fell short. Tim Jones from North Ringwood was there to take the mark. Kick in towards the middle. That was neat. Ava. This way, that way. Might be called to play on. The umpire said he was okay, so he'll just pop it over the top now. Chris Anakis loops out wide. Here's Ryan Morrison. He might have a go. Squares it up, looking for Williams. He's there. Coming in from the side there was Hill. He might have spoiled his own teammate there. Picked up by Jakey Best around the corner, you little beauty. Another goal to the Eastern Football League as we cross the 14-minute mark of this first term, and they lead 4-2-26. The Essendon District Football League, 1 straight 6.
This is where, hopefully Essendon District coaching panel aren't listening to this broadcast, but they cannot allow Ava to do what he just did then. His ability to just play off his man across that half-back line, we see it every week when he plays for Norwood. He's a beautiful user and thinker. So far he's been involved in 3 goals from the half-back line, so you can't allow him to play on that half-back and use the ball the way he does.
Cloak used his body well. In there was a Narcus little handball over the top, but Budo was there for the EDFL, couldn't quite pick it up. Spearing kick up towards centre-half forward for the Eastern Football League. On hands and knees, it was Dempsey got the handball out, but scooped upon there by Narcus. Inside forward 50, they go again. Long shot on goal. It was very wide. It was hopeful, but through for a minor score. So 14 and a half minutes gone. Bendigo Bank scoreboard. And it's a decent lead now to the Eastern Football League. They've certainly owned the last 10 minutes of play where it was all square after about 3.5 minutes. 27 plays 6. Short passes on. Martinello. Maribyrnong Park takes the mark now for the Essendon League. So they've got some options out wide. The one there from Maybon was ignored. They went for the longer option then. Getting down low. Catapan, handball out wide. That was good play. So now the EDFL can go forward. The kick goes over the head there that time of Madden, and the EFL have got the numbers to mop up there. Here's Ava once again. Handball, almost wanted the old 1-2 there, but it's scooped upon there by Galea, who wants to get amongst the football. Pointing little handball over the top into no man's land, but it gains some valuable meterage. Weatherald comes in on the left boot now, squeezed to kick nicely. Found his teammate there in Hill, linking up well now. Here's Dean Poynton on the right boot. That is beautiful football. Lee Williams takes it about 55 metres out from goal and spears a pass. He isn't missing a beat. Leroy Jakey Best comes out and takes the mark. And he'll kick from about 40 metres out from goal.
I'll tell you what, chocolates to the Eastern Football League coaching department so far. Look a lot more structured. Players understand their running patterns a lot better at the moment, where I think Essendon District is still trying to gel a little bit better.
Pushing it to the left-hand side. And,
I would agree. They look like they haven't worked out how they're going to play yet.
Yeah, their forward movement isn't as fluid as the Eastern Football League so far.
They started off all right in that last movement. They got the ball down and then they went the long kick, which wasn't the option. And maybe they need to just hold it and short kick for a little bit.
There we go, another long ball out and
kick
just
out
a turnover.
Hill. Goes inside forward 50. A big bleep there by Hill. Fantastic play. It was Van Noonan, who got it onto him. The teammates with the long hair linking up very nicely from the North Ringwood Saints.
It's a North Ringwood thing, isn't it? You know, the man buns occurring. But I tell you what, he's a good player, Hill, and the thing about him is it doesn't. And he and Leroy, it doesn't matter if they're outside 50, they can easily make the distance.
Comes in now. Once again, it's gun barrel straight over the goal umpire's head for a goal, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 5-4-34. It's a 28-point lead now to the Eastern Football League. The Essendon Districts League, 1 straight 6. Let's cross down boundary side now to Ray Baird, who's got some information.
Look, it's just down to ground level here, boy.
And we've lost Ray again there. Might need to just step out and pretend you're on the field like you did earlier, Raymond, but we'll cross back down to you when we get the chance. Comes out now, getting a fist on it was Hislop at the fall of the ball. There's Wale Buxton, did well, the big man, to get the little handball out. Van Unen. Now the Essendon Districts League did well through Toy, goes backwards, scooped upon there by Brewer, loops around on the left, and that was okay because Hislop was there to receive, got it around, way to Caruso. Now Caruso can take off. This is better for them on the left boot, inside forward 50, very neat pass. And they're probably still 2 kicks from home here, Adam, but that was better play going forward.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the hands of the more senior players that have played Interleague before, the likes of Caruso and Stephen Brewer, very reliable sort of players.
Kick went towards Galea. He was he was met upon by 3 opponents there, so it made it difficult for him. Whelan on the right boot, mopped up nicely for the EFL, but they're still under a fair bit of pressure here. Brilliant tackle there by Barbuto. He should be rewarded for that one. The umpire comes in and says no. So I think they were a little bit stiff there, the EDFL.
But that's what Dutchy would want to see, that defensive pressure in the forward line, keep the ball in.
Stewie Hill just mopping up nicely. The skipper, last line of defence, squeezed a kick to the back pocket, Matty Ava. So there's a few clubmen linking up well with their standard teammates here. Kick goes up now towards the Williams direction, another Norwood player. Little handball out, Williams went after it again, got it away, but there was Dempsey there to mop up and eventually linking up here with Brewer on the right boot, inside 450, that's good play. Really good play, just not blazing away at the goals from about 60 out and just weighing up the options. And Dean Galea, well, we've been waiting for him to get his hands on the mitts, Adam.
Yeah, beautiful kick of the football is Dean Galea. This one might test him, but I'd back him in from here.
So one of the more difficult positions to kick a goal from at Bayswater. We know how good he is. He works it back nicely, but just pushed it to the right-hand side. Minor score is the result. That's their first of the afternoon, and it's a 27-point margin, EFL leading, Davo.
I'll tell you what, the thing that I was impressed with in that bit of play was the handball from Dempsey. That was a 7-metre handball through traffic and went like a bullet, and it was vision. It was fantastic vision there.
Weatherald thumped it every bit of 60 metres there. Trying to link up there with Ava, couldn't quite trap it inside. The EDFL go again, and getting down low is a Paddy Rose, who's kicked their sole goal of this opening term. He gets down and he'll go back to hopefully put through his second major of the afternoon.
I think this is where the Essendon District Football League can probably capitalise, is their forward line. It's so versatile when you've got the likes of Patrick Rose and Dean Galea or Cameron Cloak to kick to. You've got to keep the Eastern Football League guessing which way they're going to go, and I think that's where we can try to expose them. And I think the other thing that's been the difference is they've got their hands on the football. They've had a little bit more clean possession in the last 5 minutes. It's such a key thing because I think the Eastern Footy League have really dominated around the clearances.
Patrick Rose, gun forward for Avondale Heights. Comes in now. It's an important goal for them. He needs to put it through, and he pushed it this time to the left-hand side. He looked good off the boot, but unfortunately for the EDFL, it goes through for a behind. 21 and a half minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. First term of the 2017 WorkSafe AFL Community Championships, and it is the EFL leading by 26 points. With Jackson Weatherald, played it to himself just to gain that extra bit of meterage, kicks it out. He was looking for Ava, couldn't quite take the mark. Quick kick up towards the wing position. Williams used his body well. Umpire said it was okay, and now they're off to the races here with Wakeman on the left boot. Kicks it inside forward 50, looking for best. He worked himself to the front perfectly. Oh, and he just hit the post. I tell you what, that would have been one of the better goals you've seen. That was coast to coast at its best. They come back in quickly though, the EDFL. They want to make amends on this one, but it's quickly met upon there by Davey. Little handball over the top. It's been trapped and turned over though. Nicely done there by Brewer, I think it was, up towards the wing position. So, well, they'll be disappointed with that, the EFL, but they might be able to make amends as McDonald couldn't quite take the mark, but they've still got the numbers coming across the back up towards the half-forward line or thereabouts. Swinging around now on the right boot, Rhett Jordan kicks the ball inside forward 50, but there's nobody home at the fall of the ball there. It was Cabillo. He had to work hard because there was 3 of them that went up, and he was the only one that came down. Right on his hammer there was Jakey Best, who's already kicked a couple of goals. to mop up and almost snagged an absolute cracker. Big fly over the top there by Mabon that time. He wanted to make sure he got that knocked down, and it worked out well now because the EDFL are away. The kick goes up towards the wing position. Going back with the fly of the football was Lehman. He couldn't trap it. It was nicely done there though by Madden. Handball over the top. Still the EFL, they just seem to have the numbers across the half back line. They are working magnificently. Here's Weatherald, slammed it straight down Manuel's throat. Just weighing up his options now. Short passes on, but they've got time. It didn't need to hit the target because McDonald was there. Slams it on his boot. Williams has got 2 to beat. It was nicely done there by Hallowell. He got the handball away eventually, just in the nick of time. His teammate there in Barbudo was there. He also had support there from Thompson. Snaps it around the body. Bouncing football. It needs to sit well there for Madden. Over the top there of him was Jones. Did extremely well, but slammed it into Anarchis, who got crunched by Hislop. Fantastic bit of play. It's a hot football at the moment at Bayswater Oval, and we'll have a bounce about 60 metres out from the EFL goal line.
Turnovers at half back really costing the Essendon District Football League at the moment. The way that the Eastern Football League is setting up behind the ball has been really effective so far this quarter.
Kick goes up towards the wing position, reading the flight of it magnificently. Zava, hasn't he had some sort of a start to the game? Hill now, he's also had a numerous amount of touches. Nice looking kick if it sits up nicely across there for Morrison. He bangs it just in the nick of time inside forward 50, going up nicely. There was Hallowell. Didn't take the mark, but on the second bite got the handball atop there to Toy, who needs to go back to Hallowell, who probably needs to go back to Toy. Eventually it got there through Martinello. Series of handballs sees them go up towards the wing position. Now the EDFL, the kick was centimetre perfect in the end. Galea, he was there. They might actually pay advantage here. No, it'll come back. So, good bit of movement. Still 2 kicks from home. They'd love one just before the siren goes inside forward 50. Oh, that is an extremely strong mark there by the EFL. I think that might have been Lehman back there who took that, kicked it out now, looking for his teammate there in Garner. Couldn't quite pull the ball down. Now the EDFL will have their chance. Here's Hallowell. Wanted to go the kick, but then handballed over the top. Hislop, he was brought to ground, put under too much pressure there, and Cam Manuel, doing a textbook tackle, is the recipient of a good free kick. So he's had a few touches too, Davo, Manuel.
Yes, he's come into it the last 5 minutes or so. I think Essendon have got their structure back a little bit. Their formation in their defensive formation is a lot better than what it has been.
Little handball over the top. Waitman, speak of the devil, Manuel got it away. They go Goldwood once again. That is fantastic play by the Eastern Football League, and a strong goal has been kicked and to take them on to 7 for the afternoon. And I tell you what, that's a fantastic opening quarter there. I think that might have even been the big man Wale Buxton who put that one through.
It wasn't. The difference there was that Essendon set up for the ball going deep into defence then, and they pushed an extra +1 back. The fact was that Eastern didn't kick it long. They actually worked the ball through handball, and they had the +1 in front of the football, which enabled them to get the easy goal.
Well, it was only their 6th goal. I tell you what, the Bayswater scoreboard, they knew that was going through from the moment it hit his boot. They'd already pressed the button. So it's 6-5-41 to 1-2-8 at the moment. Well, Buxton goes in after it. Once again, Martinello had him quickly wrapped up. So a restart right in the middle of the park. 26 minutes gone. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on Radio Eastern 98.1, afl.org.au, streaming live around the globe this afternoon. The best of the best going at it. Good tackle once again there by Will Martinello from Maribyrnong Park.
I know you have to have rotations, but gee, they lose a bit when Caruso goes and sits on the bench, don't they? They just lose that little bit of experience in that middle.
Yeah, well, he's one of the better users of the squad. On what we've seen on display as well today, he reads the play really well and knows when to go.
Second effort by Veering for the Essendon League was absolutely super. Booted inside 50. Here's Couchy. He's got to put this one through, and he does. Important kick. Important late goal to the Essendon Districts Football League. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they get to 2-2-14. They're still trailing by 27 points, though. 6-5-41 the EFL.
Yeah, really important goal for the Essendon District Football League there. When they did get the game back on balance a little bit, they didn't put the scoreboard pressure back on. Costly misses to Rose and Galea at that point, and Eastern Football were able to hit back. But great goal by Josh Couchy, come from the Coburg development squad at VFL level, and he's kicked 13 goals for the year from 5 games.
Ball back in the middle, came down Caruso. Like the way he goes about it, there's no doubt about that. Little handball over the top by Van Unit for the EFL, was able to trap it again. Banged it on his boot to gain that valuable meterage. Oh, I'll tell you what, Williams over the top. That is a sensational mark. On the right boot now, he kicks it inside forward 50. I tell you what, that was as tough as it gets. He came in, there was not much flight he was able to do with that, but to rip it down, it's like there's no chance you are taking this one. It's all mine, Davo.
He was 4 deep when he took that.
Unbelievable.
Four deep, which was fantastic. That last goal, Tim Jones dropped a really easy mark. In these standard, you can't afford to do that in the forward line. They really hurt you, and that's how Couchy was able to get that goal, which was great.
Little look away handball was going for Will, and somehow he got his way through traffic. Boot to ball was unsuccessul out of the boundary line and out of bounds on the full.
Have a look at the setup of the Eastern Footy League here. They have 4 players out in the wall in the back half, so they're going to have to work the ball out smart, Essendon.
Which they didn't.
Fantastic mark there by Jackie Whelan underneath the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It might have gone out anyway, but put his body on the line. Big fly over the top by Garner. He couldn't pull it down. Still about the top of the goal square. The Essendon League, they do have the numbers. They might be able to get themselves out of trouble here. Well done there by Thompson. He had great poise as he kicked it out towards the wing position as the siren sounds to announce quarter time of the 2017 WorkSafe AFL Victoria Community Championships. And what a fantastic opening term it was by the host today, the Eastern Football League. They lead 6-5-41 to the Essendon Districts Football League 2-2-14. The major goal kickers on the ground today for the EFL. There's 2 each to Jakey Best and Leroy Williams, while the rest are singles across both sides. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe on afl.org.au. We'll be back after these messages with Dan Sensik to bring us all the important around the ground scores in the Eastern Football League across Divisions 3 and 4. Stay tuned, it's only going to get better.